everyone, welcome back to our channel, Job Hunters. Again, we created this channel really to share some best practices with you guys in regards to your job search. So we did start this channel a couple weeks ago. We did release a few videos, so if you haven't had the chance to go back and look at them yet, I highly recommend that you do so right after you watch this. So today, we have decided to cover a very important topic that you guys will all have to face when you guys are doing your job search, and that would be going to interviews. Now, interviews can be very stressful for anybody at any level for any job, so we're hoping by sharing some of these practices with you guys will go in there with a little bit more confidence. So interviews. Now, once you apply for work and your CV is great, you submit it, you get a call, and you're invited to come and interview. This is where you can really show who you are to them, and this is what's going to make them see if you're going to be a fit for them or not, but also vice versa, right? If they're going to be a fit for you or not. So in your interviews, when you first arrive there, make sure that you are arriving at least 10 to 15 minutes earlier. The reason for this is because you're showing the employer that you are somebody who's punctual, who's able to respect their schedule. So that's something that's really important, and that's something they'll definitely look at and notice. If you come right on the dot, they're gonna think that you're somebody who's gonna come right when work starts, and once you get to work, it takes a little bit of time to get your computer turned on, to get yourself set up. So you want to show them that you're somebody who can start work on time, and by doing so, you are coming to work a little bit earlier. So that's the first and very important point I did want to mention to you guys. Now, the second thing is, when you arrive there and you're waiting in the lounge because you got there 10 to 15 minutes earlier, make sure that you're keeping eye contact with the receptionist who's there, with people walking in and out, because who knows, maybe this is going to be your future employer. So you want to show that you're integrating into the company already. Just by looking people in the eye, smiling at people walking in is already a great start. And then when the hiring manager comes out, or the HR representative comes out to greet you, stand up straight, shake their hand firmly, eye contact, and smile, okay? And then when you go into the interview room, here's some little tips and tricks that I think can help you get more comfortable. So the first thing is, how should you sit? You feel awkward, where do you put your hands? What's the posture you should have? You don't want to seem too stiff, but you also don't want to seem too comfortable and relaxed. So just a little bit of tips and tricks here. Make sure that you are sitting straight. Obviously, if you are someone who talks a little bit with your hands, it's okay to put it on the table. Be natural in the way that you're expressing yourself. Also, you can lean in a little bit forward as the employer is speaking with you, so that you're showing that you're acknowledging them, you're engaging in the conversation. Nod your head as they speak, just so they can see that you're catching on with them as well. So that's just a little bit of body language I think is important. During the whole time, like I mentioned, when you were just walking into the interview, eye contact is key. Make sure that you are keeping eye contact with them. Again, it shows that you are engaged. Okay, I know it can be very stressful, it can feel very awkward, but it is really important. Don't look down at the table. You're going to seem like you're not interested in this interview and that this is not the right job for you. So eye contact is key. So the other thing that I want to mention is, when you come into an interview, be prepared. How do you prepare for this then? So the first thing you want to do is you want to know about the company. Who are you going to be interviewing with? What are they all about? What do they do? What's their values? Who are the people that are in their company? So you want to have a good understanding, or at least a knowledge of what is all this information. Because they're definitely going to want to know why you're interested in this position and why this company specifically, right? So you want to make sure that you're prepared in that sense. The other thing that you want to prepare for, so this might seem a little bit odd that I'm telling you this, but you need to be prepared to speak about your CV. Now you probably think, oh, I wrote my CV, I know what to say, I know what I've done, but make sure that when you have what information you put, like for example, if you have a certain accomplishment that you put there, a certain task that you've done, that you're really able to explain if they decide to dig in. The employers generally want to just, touch on some of the things that you've done in the past with other jobs, at least the last 3 recent jobs, the most relevant one too. So be prepared to explain some of the points that are on your CV. Come up with concrete examples, specific examples, especially if it's a behavioral type interview. You want to make sure that you have examples that can explain the situation, can explain how you handled it and what the result was. So be prepared, be specific in your answers. And the last thing I did want to mention is that the employer at the end of the interview is going to leave you some time to ask questions. Now this part is crucial. They're not just asking you this out of politeness. When they're asking you this, they genuinely want to hear that you have a question. By asking questions, first of all, it shows that you're interested in the position, in the job that you're applying for, and in the company that you're applying for. Second of all, by asking questions, it shows that you were listening to the things that they were saying. And third of all, it's impossible that you know everything and anything about this company and this position. So you should be asking questions. You should be curious to know more, especially that you should evaluate if this is the position for you. You just want to make sure that you're aligned as well. So ask questions. Honestly, prepare yourself. Look online before if you need help with what types of questions to ask. But if for you values are important, ask them about how they represent their values through employees. What do they do? What kind of activities do they do to show their values? So these are things that are important. Now, those questions, 1, 2, if you have more time, a couple more, but definitely important to ask questions that will leave them with a good impression of you. Now, at the end of the interview, again, always with the eye contact, shake their hand, thank them for their time, and within the 24-hour mark, you can send a quick email to whoever you met with, the hiring manager or the HR representative if you don't have the direct hiring manager, and just say a quick thank you. Nothing too long, just a couple lines to say that you really appreciate your time, and after meeting with them, you know that this is a great opportunity for you. Does it change everything? Does it mean that they're going to take you? Not necessarily, but it just shows that you appreciated A, for their time, and B, that you thought about this after the meeting and it's just motivating you more to start with them. So that can honestly play in your favor. So I recommend that you take the time to do that after your interviews. Again, that's it. That's all I have for you guys today. If you guys like what you've seen so far, please make sure that you subscribe to our channel. We are also open for any comments that you guys may have, any feedback, any suggestions on topics we should cover. Don't be shy to comment below. Thank you everyone, and happy hunting.